I can't do this job because you see what's happening here? There's a guard here, and you will have to literally take the window apart and take this whole framing apart, pull the windows out. They do fold in. So I can only do part of the house. Seems like it's only the front part of the house because she had these replaced. So I'm gonna exclude them. She said that's okay. That's fine. And I'm just gonna do these, the back side of the house and the sunroom. Just change the price for her. It's not gonna be a total loss. Right, so lesson learned, always go and inspect your windows because I did not know they had storms. You cannot tell from the outside. And if you don't physically go in, it's a rarity I come across screens that are actually permanent. And you have to take the framework apart to get to them. So she says she had the back windows replaced a few years ago, but not the front. So it's approximately 11 windows that I can't do in the front. So what turned out to be a $320 house now ended up being $200 job. But it doesn't matter because I'll get out here in less time. And actually, even on the second floor, you could pull the window out real easy and not to reach around and just clean the outside of that one. All right, and then that one comes out. So that's this whole side, and then that whole side. So that's a real quick thing. But the only thing that's gonna take me time is that sunroom, and it's nasty. It's cobwebs all in that stuff. So I'm gonna have to try and clean that up. But all right, put my full crystal in here. Okay, well the house is done. It took me a little longer than I thought, but it's okay because I was talking probably for about a half hour, 40 minutes. We were talking about a lot of good stuff. And you could tell the guy's retired. So, it's not often people come here and have a good conversation, but he enjoyed my conversation very much. So much that he said he has a community that they all get together and they talk about, this is what I was explaining to y'all. They all talk about contractors and people that they use. And he says, he asked me for a bunch of cars. He said he's going to give them out. And he's also going to put in that review on next door. And he also invited me still next week to do the house down the shore. But I did not give him the 20% off. The reason is because the price was $320, but it went down to $200. So he still saved money nonetheless, but I charged him $200. I mean, realistically, I spent 3.5 hours there because it was just, I wouldn't say, the sunroom is what took the longest because they had all the cobwebs and so much dirt and bugs in the sunroom. And see, you just can't account for knowing how long it really is going to take on a house until you really start doing it. That's why I said you got to really, really look at houses and lift the windows up. Make sure there is no storms because I didn't do none of that. And, you see, had I did that, I would have known from the beginning what I was getting myself into. See, you never want to get caught with your panties down or your drawers down, because it'll make you look like you don't know what you're doing, like you don't know your job. But I explained to him, it's going to be impossible for me to do this job without jacking the price up so high, and they understood that. So they didn't want to pay more, so they said, don't worry about it, because for me to have to take all the windows out unscrew the framework just to take the storms and the screens out, I could have been spinning all day in that job. And not too many houses are like that, but unfortunately, some bright idea of a contractor, whoever installed those windows, I guess they weren't really thinking about us. So why would they install windows permanently? Screen and storm windows permanently is beyond me. It just blows my mind with the way some of these builders think. But hey, it is what it is. I'm happy. I got time to do some more work. So I'll see you in a few to tell you how my day went and to show you that you can get out there and get that money. And it's easy to do. Well, as you can see, it started raining. I actually was going to take y'all on a live canvassing and actually was going to show footage of this next house. I didn't show it at the other house, but it's a good thing I finished that house just in the nick of time, and this job. I got one more job, but they got a huge overhang. I'll show you when we get there. And I'm going to take y'all on a last minute live canvassing so you can come and join me. It's funny because every time I show up here, they say, oh, Marcus is here, it's going to rain. And I guess it's like one of those Indians, you know, they start doing their little rain dance, and that all of a sudden it wants to rain. That's just like when you wash your car, now all of a sudden it wants to rain. So when we show up, I guess it just happens here. I always show up when it's going to rain. Hey man, it's job security, what can I say? Sometimes you have customers that might complain about that, but you know, hey, it is what it is. Alright, let me get in here and finish up. Alright, another job is done from there all the way down to there on the outside. It took me roughly about 8 to 10 minutes. As you can see, that stuff really cleans the ledges very well. Very, very well. You should have seen the state these ledges were in before I cleaned it. And if you look here, you see how faded? I don't know if you can see. See how faded that was? That's exactly how this looks. That's exactly how it looked before. But now that I've been using that solution, you see how nice and smooth and clean it is? That's some powerful stuff, man. As you can see up here, you can see the discoloration and the framework. But where the water sits on that ledge, you can see the difference. You can really, really see the difference. This stuff cleans siding and all that, man. It's good stuff, man. I'm gonna let y'all know the ratios in a second. Completes job number 3. And I'm gonna take y'all on a live canvassing. This is gonna be a separate upload. So stay tuned after this video for that. The ratio, I'll do a separate video on that because I gotta explain something. Alright, Macafracka.